All right, let's move on to another story here. 'Cause we spent a lot of time on that. And another thing is, speaking of Avengers Doomsday, let's wrap up by talking about this situation as well. Avengers Doomsday is apparently going more practical. While many of the key crew on Marvel Studios' upcoming Avengers Doomsday are returnees from past Marvel Studios efforts, like Endgame's editor Jeffrey Ford and composer Alan Silvestri, there's also some new faces. One is cinematographer Newton Thomas Siegel, who worked on Fox's X-Men Days of Future Past, one of my favorite films, and with the Russos on films like Extraction and Cherry, but hasn't done an MCU film before. Another is the movie's production designer, Gavin Boquette, who served as production designer on George Lucas's Star Wars prequel trilogy, the Young Indiana Jones series, and films like Stardust, Warcraft, The Bank Job, and the most recent Apple TV series, Silo. Boquette is old school production designer. In a new interview with YouTube channel Young Indie Chroniclers, he reveals he's bringing some of the expertise to the new film. The result is a lot more in-camera set design and practical effects where possible. Quote, we had a lot of sets with backings outside them, physical backings, and generally the default situation previous to us was probably let's put a blue screen out there and do that. But wherever possible, we either had a Roscoe backing that we created ourselves or a painted backing on, I think, 80% of interior sets with backings. Then it was all in camera, and in the end, that's as much a visual thing as a money thing. If they don't have to change the exterior. So wherever we could, we're bringing that bit of experience in just to adjust things and not just presume you can always put it in visual effects. Filmmaking is the art of illusion. And if we can do it physically, and Joe and Anthony Russo love that, we can only do it in certain instances by the nature of these films and the characters in them and the environments that you're doing. But wherever possible, why not try those things? So Boquette also elaborates on how the Stinger credit scene in Thunderbolts used a practical backdrop and how the actors were actually pretty astonished as they were used to Marvel's penchant to rely on blue screen. So does that help things, Michael, in your mind? The fact that they're going a little more practical? People are talking about acting opposite tennis balls and blue screens and green screens. What do you think?
Yeah, I love practical. That's anytime you can do practical is better in my opinion. But I don't know how much weight that is. I mean, they've already said, Alan Cummings, like, I was in a green room and they were feeding me lines. I didn't know who I was with, but that's what I was doing.
Right.
And again, when you've got a production that's big with that many casts, you have to find ways to make them all work. But
yeah.
Who knows, man? I mean, again, I think this movie for me is always, it's going to be a, show me, don't tell me.
Yeah.
So I just am going to, and my fear for myself is always that, I don't want to call it nostalgia bait because that's not the right word, but when I see Chris Evans' Cap again, and that just hits right. But then when you're taken out of it, you look back and you're like, that wasn't really good.
Right.
Yeah, it hit the moments for me. Like for me, okay, great example. I just The Flash.
Yeah.
So much of that movie hit for me because the music with Keaton and the Wayne Manor, like it just hit the right notes for me.
Right.
But then when I look back, I'm like, that's not really good. And there's some CGI there's a story that's really good in there that I do love, but there's some CGI that's terrible.
Yeah.
Some decisions that are bad. I've never liked Ezra as the Flash, but because it was Keaton as Batman, it gets a pass for me on a lot of stuff.
Right.
And I think that this film might do that for me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a critic, so it doesn't matter what I think, but
no,
I
it
don't
doesn't
know.
Of course it matters.
It matters, but it's just like, I hope it's just not like I get that feeling and then I walk away. It's like, wasn't good. I got to see Evans again as Cap, but that's cool. I just want it to be, but I don't know, So see if there's practical effects. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I think the practical effects or the visual effects or the special effects are all a great discussion. Yeah. But as Mike just said, it doesn't matter if the movie isn't good, right? It's not going to matter if any of this stuff works or doesn't work if the movie isn't good. Now, you hope it does work for sure. Because practical effects, I always prefer practical effects. Yeah.
Great example. I think I was reading, I think it was in that MCU book. They talk about the Endgame battle. And they built kind of like the Avengers compound destroyed, and there was like a lot of trees and roots. And they said once we were filming, it didn't look good.
Right.
Because it just looked like, why are there roots of trees there? So we had to digitally edit these out. I don't even care. I can't even think about the set that they were on because of how great that, and it was all a lot of CGI. But the emotionality of that end game, like that end fight, didn't matter because you build up for 15 years to that moment. I could have cared less if they were on a giant green screen stage.
Yeah.
It just was awesome. Right. It was awesome.
Good point.
So
good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
it works. When it works, it works, and when it does, it doesn't. But I think a lot of people do like practical effects. So
Yeah.
I think that's one of the big reasons people loved some of the when Star Wars came back, Force Awakens.
Yeah,
People loved
man.
it because it's much more practical. They
It
enjoyed that.
was.
So hopefully that's one of the reasons why they're going that, because people do like seeing practical effects. We will see.
Yeah.
So happy to be with Nutrafol for as long as we have been, because it's the holiday season, and man, oh man, what a gift, what a thoughtful gift Nutrafol could be. Because if you give Nutrafol, you give the gift of stronger and faster growing hairs. It really is an ideal gift for anyone who deserves a boost of confidence, science-backed support heading into the new year. And this holiday season, Nutrafol is the perfect gift for anyone on your list. It could be for your mom. It could be for your aunt going through menopause. It's maybe a friend who just had a baby and is experiencing postpartum hair shedding. Your husband, your father who relies on his baseball hat to cover things up. Yourself, or anyone looking to support their overall hair health. It's probably not something you've ever even thought of as a gift. Trust me, they're going to be thanking you later, giving something that someone actually needs instead of a mug or a t-shirt or a gift card. I'm telling you, it's thoughtful, it's impactful, and it is a way to show that you really care this holiday season. You can feel great knowing that Nutrafol's hair growth supplements are backed by peer-reviewed studies and NSF content certified. It really is the gold standard in third-party certification. Give the gift of confidence this holiday season with Nutrafol. Now, whether you're treating yourself or someone on your list, visibly healthier, thicker hair is the gift that keeps on giving. Right now, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription plus free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com. Use the promo code Christian. Nutrafol.com, promo code Christian. $10 off. Nutrafol.